worry, guys. I think we're pretty close to getting into the game, as you can see.
I think we could see a little peek there.
Yeah.
Like
we like to give you guys sneak previews of how the game's going to look, and as it turns out, we're going to be playing this game on Summoner's Rift. Howling Abyss is out for this one. Twisted Tree Line, we're not going there. Crystal Scar, no, not happening. We're Summoner's Rifting for this game. It has been confirmed.
Remember?
Was it the Crystal Scar? Was that?
It was, yeah.
Oh my! I can't believe I remembered that. That's ridiculous.
Remember Twisted Tree Line?
I love Twisted Tree Line.
Didn't we all?
The OG, before that weird spider came onto the map and stuff like that. Oh, big fan. Anyway, here we go. On to Summoner's Rift, as it were, for game number 1 between Gen G and Afrika.
Get with BDD is irrelevant for you because you can go back and look at that.
This is not good for Rascal as Keen picks up first blood under the turret, literally right next to the turret. Until they don't.
I'm really happy that you kind of catch me here. Like, don't get overexcited, buddy. We've seen this one before. Really appreciate you for having my back, Adam.
I got you.
I need that. I need that. They do know that Dread is here. He was spotted on a ward.
Oh, speaking of spotted on a ward, Clid going to do the same thing here as the bowling ball will connect. Dread only level 5, so no one's sleepy just yet. As Rascal gets himself a shield, but he'll just be eradicated. Dread spins around, grabs the kill. We got some bear slaps, but these are sad ones. And like you say, level 6 gained. Sleep unnecessary, although Dread did press the button out of celebration. And now it's 3-0 in this early game this morning and has really come to play.
And it's a top side again as we hit the hook.
Okay, Land maybe in a little bit of trouble after that. Titan's Wrath doing a fair bit of work there as he goes down to 200 and goes Bang though. Gets himself the S rank. Fantastic headbutt from Life to immediately interrupt as now Bang's taking a lot of damage. Ruler still at full health, but everybody else getting a battering. Oh dear, that bowling ball needed to be avoided. Does so, is now BDD trying to get out of there. There's the Emperor's Divide. Back onto Clid as Shock Blast comes down as well. Everyone's sleepy, but the sleep on the side of Afrika is way more powerful. And they'll transition into a Herald. It looks like Afrika are not letting go.
I think he should keep trying to fight with Dread because we've seen what happens. And
Rascal, I mean, he wants to get the shield. That's why he moved forward, but it looked a little bit dicey. As Keen can definitely dive this. There is no doubt in my mind. Oh, goodness me. This is so scary. As Bang's getting dove on the bottom side. Ruler's trying to be that carry and is going to find it with a Void Seeker. The last second, fantastically tanked there by Life, but...
I don't know what's happening on top side, but we need to make something happen.
We are absolutely trying to do that as Life is being sandwiched here a little bit. There's the flash. 3-man pulverizes teleport. Comes through from BDD. The cow goes down very early as Keen was the focus, but he gets himself out of there. Fly is going to tidy up the damage as the Wrecker ultimate out from the Volley Bear does escape the Emperor's Divide, and he makes it underneath the turret as Ruler turns up maybe a little bit too late.
Gen G's point of view is not great.
Oh, absolutely not, especially now with the lack of map control as they're looking to try and take down Keen. Clid going to get here, possibly a little bit late as Rascal's ulti doesn't really find the mark. Now we do have the bear flying through as the Shock Blast misses. BDD tries to find some Paddle Stars through it all, but there's the bubble. Perfectly done, as everyone had to avoid almost every one of those Shock Blasts.
We don't necessarily have the greatest 5v5 as Ruler. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is certainly some danger.
No wave.
Yeah, Bang's going to try and get there as Clid comes on over. Life, remember, no ulti available. Clid out of the fight now as there's the exhaust. Killer Instinct, mostly for defense, but now BDD is teleported to this outer turret. Depth charge comes down as now Dread trying to get out of there. Emperor's Divide onto only Rascal, who manages to ulti at the very end, gets himself out. So now they're all in the Thunderdome with BDD as the dredge line. That anchor just needed one extra link in it, as now Bang dives on forward. BDD goes golden though as the wave finally turns back up, and somehow Gen G get their 80 carry out and everyone stays alive. They didn't stack though, unfortunately. So maybe not the best. Is bye Ruler. See you, mate.
That Gen G actually picked up actually does give them a lot more time. And you're not looking at your comp to scale as... he didn't even seem coming, man. That was just...
Bye-bye.
Oh, he flashes as well. That's the most painful game. One pickup just means complete loss of tempo.
All right, Clid looking for Keen. They try and get him. There's the flash pulverized as in goes Rascal as well. He's been exhausted, gets over the wall as Bang dashes through as well. As we've got a 3-man sleep off to the side, but Keen eventually does fall down. Ruler still has the Killer Instinct actually available as now this Ocean Drake might belong to Gen G.
Well, Bang was super fat on Tristana. The one thing they were not allowed to do was like have Bang die, and then Bang died.
I remember that, yeah.
Yes, and it's still fine. They have a really quick Baron, and Gen G want to contest here.
Well, they're going to try to. Shock Blast avoided by Clid, who throws in his control ward. Can he get round the back? He does have the flash available, gets into the pit, unable to steal it away from a Nazir of all people, as now the fight is on. Clid is just going to burn down to the passive, goes to sleep as well, as Bang's going to collect it. Now Afrika just chasing everyone down. BDD trying to escape as best he can. The bowling ball just passes him by. As now just got backs coming through, as the rest of Afrika think, with this Baron, we may as well just barrel down the top lane.
It's not good.
No.
And now you do nothing, and that's not a great feeling.
Well, Ruler is almost at a Flame Horizon, which is pretty impressive, being on the losing team and still being able to find so much farm. As Gen G actually want to fight here as Keen almost just executes Clid. Life dives in, but the Unbreakable Will not looking like quite enough here as Rascal. That was an unfortunate teleport, played well from Bang, does basically nothing, but that's the Sleepy Bear. And he gets a bit of a heal, but doesn't quite make it out. Ruler's going to get tagged as well, as now it's Bang's time to shine. Yes, I'll give you an S for that one, my friend, as this is the end of the game, and Afrika will claim game one. Yeah, it's extraordinarily impressive in Afrika. What I want to go back to is the fact that we were apprehensive with Afrika getting that early lead, then being able to transition. Well, I'm just that little bit less apprehensive now. Post-game Keen breakdown. Yeah. Let's do a bit of the calculation, shall we? Has he done more damage than the entire team? Yeah, I think almost.
I think it's close. No, actually, I don't think it's close. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he has. He has by a lot. It's like 4K above the entirety of Gen G.
In for a great time, and I feel like Ruler in this composition, interestingly enough, is actually not really going to be the main carry, unless you're in a position where like you find big leads, right? Like it kind of changes the equation. But generally, I'd be looking more toward Rascal or BDD or Clid finding early game leads and then leveraging that, because the Udyr will lose effectiveness. And then if you get one of your other solo laners really far ahead, you can park them in the side lane and you can play kind of okay in a Kai'Bek situation. The problem that I have with the comp from Gen G is that if they fall behind again, I think this comp also does not play well if they can't play forward, right? Like that is not a position you want to be in, especially with how strong like the big ultimate combos are on the side of Afrika.
Yeah. There's going to have to be some smoke and mirrors, it feels like, out of Gen G as we hop onto the Rift for game number 2.
Always recognize those.
Well, not anymore. The Redemption a little bit harder to gather at the moment, as now Lahen's taking a lot of damage. Life just sticking to him. There's the flash out, and first blood goes to Ruler. We mentioned the fact that it doesn't matter which support this guy has on the Aphelios because he's just so damn good. Now they're looking for the second one, as he gets the snare as well. The Calibrum comes through, gets his second proc. It's not quite enough. Oh my goodness. This is angry Gen G, and they are so scary.
Oh no. I've seen this one before.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't mean as much. And I'm pretty sure that Ruler and Life can now just freeze the lane here, clear his bot side, and that means that we're going to see a huge chest lead fly.
Yeah. Oh, gets the last auto, and BDD solo killing in the mid lane. Yeah, this is angry Gen G is not just on the bottom side. It has now infected the mid lane, and Clid looking to try and take that towards the top side.
Afrika, well, the comp allows it, is a team to me that traditionally has had a really rough time playing from behind. They get randomly caught. And maybe they want to try and contest here. It's greedy, though.
Yeah, Scatter the Weak does go wide, so that's a bit of CC now on cooldown as Rascal's going to move on in. 3 versus 4, and in goes Life. Solar Flare goes completely wide. 3-man Shockwave from Fly, though, is cleared. Has to get out. Rascal goes back in, though, and he's just dead. Oh, no, he's not exactly having the greatest day, as that's a brilliant cast out of Lahen's. And Afrika take control once again. Going to be put down, and this should be the turret eradicated. Fantastic use of Shelly as well, just to make sure that all of the value is picked up. And that is just going to brute force another advantage for Keen here towards the top side. In a matchup that can go both ways, we've seen Camille do well into the Gnar, but weak side Camille not going to have nearly that level of power as Shelly gets a second charge. She is certainly working overtime today. A lot of value out of that piece of shellfish as in goes Rascal. Doesn't quite find the hook shot. and he's going down extraordinarily low. Dread tries to slap him as he does walk away. Shockwave comes in, easy dissonance for the kill. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, Ruler is continuing to just be an absolute beast, as Bang's going to have to flash to get out of the way of that spear that could have just spelled his death.
Yes, late 2 kills. And yes, the jungler was there, but that was not why the kill was found. But they're sacrificing their top side. And these are again the kind of plays where normally as Gen G, you have a lead where this actually works out. You find the kill, right, and then you possibly get away with it. But instead now, you're like trying to all in a situation where you're not really allowed to. And yeah, Lance is just getting sacrificed.
Oh my god. The flash into perfect, like, he doesn't, there's no, like, hesitation at all. That flash looked aggressive.
Yeah.
Rather than a defensive flash, which it absolutely was. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, Ruler.
And it's so easy to forget how high level this really is as Rascal finds Keen.
Yeah, in a rough position as that is going to be, very almost getting himself out. But,
I am giving you credit even when you make mistakes. That's not an excuse to immediately start making mistakes. Oh, Ruler.
Yeah, Dread is going to find him here as the barrel comes down. Ruler's trying to get the damage back, but Dread just tanky enough.
And it's interesting because Gen G to me are still playing like they are very much ahead.
Whoa, that's a big flash forward as the stun comes down. Dread's going to easily be able to pick that one up as Keen gets into position just a little bit too late. And Life with the defensive Solar Flare stops the Gnar from coming over. Right there just yet as Life getting it slowed down by the barrel. Bit of a slap there from Dread as Keen with his Gnar bar in a pretty good position right now for starting off this dragon. And Clid finally gets back down. The orb in the spot just to try and block them off here, and this will be a guaranteed Drake take for Afrika. Can they get a turnaround kill is the answer here as Life going to have to flash out. Keen looking for a position on the Gnar.
While I like the idea of that play, in terms of tempo, I don't even think it's necessarily worth it as
Life is going to get booped back. The Eclipse doing a lot of work mitigating as there's a Shockwave to bring him back in. Just the one pick, but what can Afrika get for it is the answer, and behind at the moment after the clinic that Ruler put on towards the bottom side. This 1 versus 3 is going to be just won by Dread, I guess, who walks up, slaps the blue buff, and takes it down. Does deny it from Fly, so it's not all bad news for Gen G. For himself, his Leandri's already complete as Keen looks for Rascal and finds him here towards the bottom side. The chain CC is really nice as he cops about 3 houses to the back of the head. Another one will spell the end, and he doesn't even need it. Just slaps him in the face, and another solo kill for Keen.
Don't like this. Teleport's available. Keen can come from the back.
Yep, Keen has a really nice Gnar bar at the moment. No, actually, he is Mega Gnar still. So, that is going to wear down, and Gen G is going to back away from the Baron. So that was a brief window where Afrika could have actually fought that one with Keen's Flash and Gnar available.
The thing here is, as Gen G, that's a free Drake. You can just walk towards the Dragon Pit, right? You can clear the vision, make use of the tempo that you find out with that. Honestly, pretty good skirmish, right? Like, everyone on the side of Afrika needs to back. There's no way they're ever going to contest that. But you go for a Hail Mary Baron, which you can peel away, which they did. But I feel like it's not a risk that's ever really going to work out, right? 2 teleports are up, which you have forced as
Keen. That Hyper is doing so much work. He's got the Sterix completed now as well, on top of his Stridebreaker. Like,
I think the thing with Gen G's comp is that, like, even though this gold feels very even, they go for the engage.
Yeah, Rascal going back in again. There's the Shockwave, and immediately he's going to get taken down extraordinarily low. Stopwatch going to now be utilized. But Gen G, I think, lost a little bit more in that exchange. That being said, they still have the Unleashed Power, Moonlight Vigil, and in goes Dread once again. Keen finds a wallop onto Ruler as he flashes and trades with the Aphelios. Now Afrika going to back away, but that is so valuable. Ruler now has no QSS, no flat. I wanted the Killer Instinct, but then BDD and Ruler were in the mid lane, and that would have been instant death there for Bang. And Shockwave is going to pull back Clid, who just can't get into the enemy jungle at all. He has to use his Zhonya's, and that is going to mean that they grab the kill onto Lehends. In the end, it actually worked out very well for Clid. However, we did see how dangerous it is to venture beyond the river.
They can't land a couple of spears or some Syndra poke as Ruler.
In goes the bear slap, and Ruler is absolutely dead. This is the setup. The slap into Killer Instinct.
Flash?
Yeah. He's a sitting duck, or a sitting Aphelios, I guess. The duck is actually Dread. And this is a big opportunity now for Gen G.
This is the one thing
no! Lehends also going to be taken down. Fly He was thinking about using that shockwave, but unfortunately, no one was there to follow up, and it wouldn't have done anything at all. And now Gen G are just going to be able to pick up a Baron for themselves. And as I was talking about the fact that this comp is more difficult to run, they find exactly that pick that you were talking about. And it's about all she wrote on this Baron. Gen G even able to move over and challenge for this blue buff as well, as Fly not able to grab anything. Shockwave just out of frustration more than anything else. It's after them. Not wanting to use his flash though, as you can see, as that's an empowered recall. It's going to get cleared out of there. BDD now sort of on his lonesome as a cute little flash out from Keen. Oh my god, BDD does a lot of damage. However, Keen going to survive for now. Is looking to bait a little bit more, as there's the Zhonya's, and Bang is going to be able to pick up the kill in the end. So, Gen G utilizes that space given in order to take down this inner turret in the mid lane. Rascal does the same thing on the top side of the map, and actually I think Gen G got more out of this. If Bang can pop off in this next team fight, it could be a good thing, as Gen G looking to go for it. Rascal with a great flanking angle right now as Afrika do lock down that Cloud Drake. Life flashing on in on top of Keen. They understand where the power is for Afrika, but Keen gets the Mega Gnar at exactly the right time. Life going down low as Rascal into the backline. The Gnar doesn't quite do enough as he manages to pick up the kill, but Bang's already dead in this one. Clid going to be limping out of there as Lahen's trying to tidy up and Fly. Oh my god, the damage from Rascal now as Gen G look to be fully charged up, and they do close in on Afrika and take them down.
That might very well be the end of the game. Yeah, Dread trying to clear the wave as much as he can, but a new wave is coming in. Teleport from Rascal just to gain priority here. And we've reached that point of late game inevitability that specifically the Camille has, but it's really just how well Gen G play out that fight. Rascal with the flank there finds Bang immediately, and something that we haven't talked about there is that Afrika doesn't actually have that much damage in that comp at this point in time, right? Like, it's Orianna and Kai'Sa mostly, and if Kai'Sa gets blown up without being able to do anything with the flash still up...
Oh, we're slapping everyone! As the Nexus is going to be taken down. He goes golden for a little bit here as Bang dives on forward. Rule is going to be executed, but so is the Nexus, and that is the main thing. Gen G! That helps us figure out who is deserving of the Pog. And look, I know who you voted for, and I'd be pretty confident if I was you, having a look at some of these numbers. But once again, it feels like Keen against the world, and Afrika are going to be moving back to the red side, and red side does seem powerful, especially in this matchup.
And especially with how Keen has been playing today.
Absolutely.
Although, to give credit to Rascal, I am impressed with the fact that he basically got slapped the entire game, and then he finds what might not be a game-winning flank in of itself, but definitely he found a solo kill there on Bang in that fight. Like, he came in from the back of the pit, he was not spotted, he hookshotted in, literally 100-0 to Kai'Sa, and that was one of the main reasons why that final team fight looked so one-sided.
Or whether it's going to be Dread delivered towards that top side to try and fight this one out.
The downside of the Aurelia pick here, though, is that while in terms of laning power, it's absolutely disgusting, Rascal can go for steel caps and be fairly happy because there's not that much CC outside of the Aurelia stun, and Dread brings nothing, right? And if there's someone who's going to be topside, it's generally Dread. And playing Aurelia into Azir and Galio doesn't feel great. Because the like, as Aurelia, either you 100-0 someone in the team fight, or it's a skirmish, or like Ruler kills you, right? There's not a lot of space there, and what both BDD and Life can do for Ruler here is create space with the Shurima Shuffle, with a taunt. Just give him like a half a second, and shouldn't really happen.
Yeah, there's a big old Gnar though, as Rascal just gonna get solo killed at level 2. Oh my god, Keen. I can't believe, like, I was so nonchalant because I just wasn't expecting that kill to come through, because, like, Mega Gnar was there, like, gets all the health back, should be fine. Nah, isn't fine. I've seen this before, Chronicler, like, oh god, and another stun. More free damage. He's under the turret, he wants to do it back-to-back. He's level 3, back-to-back solo kills, and he gets out with the flash. Oh, pack it up, we done. Give it to Afrika.
No way.
Oh no, now he's back and Clint's gonna come through! Oh, come on! That's not fair.
At this point, Keen is 6. Like, I think if you go for that, you just die.
Well, BDD is going to go down very low, and the line comes in there as Unleashed Power, not quite enough damage. Dread going to get the smite off for the health back. Clint does the same thing as Keen, moving on down. Oh my goodness, you see him and it looks like, you remember that Avatar movie and those really terrifying bulldozers? That's what he looks like here as Lahen's goes in, picks up the kill under the turret onto Clid, and Fly is going to be gifted with a fantastic lane position underneath his turret and will be denied even more. There's the heal to allow Bang to follow, but Ruler's going 1 versus 2. Flashes on out, Bang misses the Void Seeker, which would have won them that, but that was Ruler by himself against 2 people.
The stuns might be fine here, but it's risky.
Yeah, BDD's coming up as well now. Keen's trying to pull that wave back. Mega Gnar in a decent timing as the Gnar comes out. As Keen is just going to get around the side. Spear is going to connect there as Clid dives on forward. Keen is taken down. Unleashed Power, not enough to take down Rascal. And Keen did whatever he could, but that spear landing, that was definitely the death nail.
In a 4-1 kind of situation, is still something you need to execute well on.
Well, Dred's going to dive on over. There's the depth charge onto Clid. Pulled back with the dredge line from Lehens. And he is going to be able to lock down that kill. Heroic entrance immediately is going to be interrupted. Life gets over the wall, but Keen executes him. Now, BDD trying to get those work done. Commands those soldiers to do it, as that's a great stopwatch from Lehens, as Keen just goes all the way around and now tries to find the pigeon. But there's a big old Gnar that they now have to deal with. Dred gets the smite off for the health back, as we can see this fight battling on both sides as Keen. Oh, he gets the tribute, but it's not quite enough to keep him alive. Okay, BDD might be in trouble here, but does ulti his way out. Unleash Power, not enough. As Fly, the level of gameplay just not quite enough here. Coming out of our mid laner. BDD gets to the safety of the turret for the moment. Sand Soldier's going to get to work on the wave. Spear going to go wide, and Clid just going to try and help out. Okay, they might look for the 100-0. Collateral damage comes in, and Dred cleans it up with the help of his Gale Force. Like it a lot. In a turret, but it's being traded 1 for 1. That's an interruption onto Rascal, as Bang's going to find melee range, but this is a mini Gnar. It's a very different circumstance. However, maybe he's created enough distance. The big old hop's going to do it, as yeah, the Graves is pretty scary as well, even though he is at half health. As there they go, they get themselves the vision, and the Acathian Rain will do it. Bang secures the solo kill in the end.
Go in because you will get taunted. BDD has the shuffle, which if he doesn't use it offensively, which let's be honest, BDD can definitely do that if he sees an opening. But if he doesn't and he holds it, then Keen doesn't actually have a lot of space to go in.
Oh, here's the engage. Emperor's Divide's going to be flashed there by Fly, but he's still going down extraordinarily low. Vanguard's edge into the backline. Killer Instinct to follow up, as well as Life is getting focused by Keen. Takes a lot of the aggro away, as it's an even trade in the end. Fly keeps himself alive as BDD now going to get stunned up and punished by Keen. I think Keen could have had a little bit of a different focus there to help things out, but they still win the fight.
It's still an advantageous trade, and it will get them to a second Drake. However, the Drake-taking rate of both of the, or all of these games, Red, has been incredibly low, Atlas. Like, it's something that we haven't really talked about yet, but this is, again, it's 21 minutes. There's games where people are at soul point here, and you're playing for, like, the final Drake. But both of these teams are so incredibly focused on early game power that I feel like they should be able to do this, but with how good Ruler has been playing, I can't really fault him, and there comes the teleport, and it's even going to be Gen G who gets the Drake.
Yeah, this is a little bit sad for a Freaker, unfortunately. Fly could have gone back and actually teleported back in with full health, potentially, but look, this is all hindsight, and that is, of course, 2020. It's still a 2,000 gold lead for a Freaker, and like you say, these Drakes have been well and truly delayed, so it's only Drake number 2 for Gen G.
And like, just awkwardly kind of walk after them.
Ooh, quick draw's good. As there's the dredge line, another one that you could regret, but Lehens isn't going to. There's the Moonlight Vigil to come through for the stun. Speaking of stuns, Fly gets in there. Collateral damage doing a lot of work as another Emperor's Divide comes down and snags 2. Ruler grabbing his first kill. Fly limping away from this fight is Keen, looking to get towards the backline, but you can see, oh, Ruler getting tagged. Vanguard's Edge comes in, and now it's the Keen show, looking for the resets as Clid trying to run away. There are 4 people still alive, but the Irelia is still terrifying. He has no flash, sidesteps the needle quite nicely. He gets on in. Oh, that is beautiful from BDD. Gets another cooldown on the Blade Surge and does execute the Irelia.
Optimization choices here coming out from both sides. And these straight up 5v5 scenario are so hard to play for a Freak. That's all going to come down to what can Keen do.
And what can Lehens start as well as Keen? Speaking of which, he's going to have to go golden at the very beginning of this one. See whether he can get some resets as he flashes immediately over the wall now. Life has to use his stopwatch as well. Rascal now getting closed in on by the Irelia, but she keeps herself alive, has to use flash, has to use stopwatch. And that is a huge deal. Gen G think that it's enough to get them a Baron. We'll have to find out whether it is.
And the Freak have started the Baron here. They go through it quick.
Yep, Lahen's going to get missed, but is spotted by the sweeper. Here's the teleport in. This is going to be a battle. We'll see whether the Baron is going to be included in that. There's the dredge line. Lahen's nard into the wall, but he's the only one hit by the CC. Now Fly trying to look for a flank, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough, as there's the Sterix. The shield going to be taken down. The Kaiser eliminated. The Aurelia gets the same treatment. Dread now trying to run away, and Ruler and BDD do way too much damage. Gen G will win the fight, and this may just be the game. Doing this one more time, okay? This is the sequel. We'll see whether it's better than the original, as Life not going to find the Justice Punch. The Baron is secured by a Freaker. That's a decent stun, and then the pick off as Bang dives into the backline. Looks to try and create a rocket as he flashes the Emperor's Divide, and BDD is taken out of the fight, but Ruler is the other carry in this one, and he is so scary. Aurelia already dealt with. Ruler at full health with the long-range weapons, and now it's just a Freaker trying to get the hell out of here. And wins a war, not quite enough. There is now Bang looking to try and dive on top of Clid. Wants to get the takedown, does so easily. As we can see, Freaker now grouped back up as 5. Another Dread line is going to connect. This time it's on to Life. Good layering of CC right now as Dread locks down the Gargoyle. The teleport in from Rascal. He's like, where did everyone go?
He gives who you want. It's just going to be gone.
Yeah. Keen teleports towards the bottom side. They do have vision of the area, but Keen walks over a control ward. He knows that he's been seen. And yeah, that's just a free Elder. And now there is no way a Freaker can fight. They've been struggling to win team fights already.
They could find a way. If there was an angle, they would find it. Unfortunately for Afrika Freaks in this game, Riot introduced Elder buff. Elder buff doesn't allow for those kind of scenarios. Yes, Dread gets out, but the Baron is taken.
Teeth builds that the speedrunners do. That ain't fun. Just
can we bring this game alive? I'm going to go on a limb and say no Atlas, but a freak out. Try to prove me wrong.
That's a lot of inhibitors that are now dead as Lahens comes for the flank. Looks for Ruler there in the back line. He does go down to his GA as Emperor's Divide. Only on to Keen, who goes down to his GA as well. Bang is eradicated. I have a feeling the wallets are too heavy as Gen G stand fast and take down a Freaker. It's a triple kill somehow for the Nidalee, who decides that he wants to be a bit of a carry towards the end of this one. Nicely done by Clid, but here we go. Gen G with their Infernal Soul, their Elder Drake, and their Baron are going to be able to take this one down as BDD says, take down the Nexus. And
I know they have it in them to also do it against the Domon Kias of the world.
And do it in playoffs. That's what we need to see. We need to start having these conversations because we are in round 2, but Gen G in playoffs hasn't been the same force. We have a different playoffs format, and I'm hoping that that helps Gen G sort of get over that that awkward situation, you know, like taking first place and then getting 3-zipped like we saw in spring last year. But 31.7k damage for BDD. He was so incredibly good in this game. There were some decent scatters from Fly, but I felt like the laning phase was a little bit forgettable.
Yeah.
As BDD was sort of given free reign. Headed up towards topside and was like able to help take down the Aurelia at the same time, like trying to mitigate some of the issues that happened.
Dread is also one of the guys that we talked about a lot today, and I think justifiably so.